In this week's look inside of Tucson's crime lab, I sit down with fingerprint experts to see how prints are processed and identified. Here's a look at how it's all done. When Tucson police investigate crimes like robberies, burglaries, and murder, they have a team to crack the case. And the first step is to have crime scene specialists collect the prints. They're logged in and checked into evidence lockup. Evidence examination specialist Abe Enoch says there are layers in processing and identifying prints. He also says getting a clean and usable print is key.
My job is actually to collect the prints, to develop them so that they have something to compare.
And step two?
I look at the item I have and I look to see if it's something that's either porous, like a piece of paper, or if I look at it and see if it's a water bottle. It's something where I'll do different processes depending on that. If it's something that's smooth, shiny surface, that's where I'm going to use super glue fuming, where I take super glue, I put it in the chamber and put the item in there. When it starts to fume, the super glue actually adheres to any fingerprint residue.
And that glue is the best way to get the print.
Super glue has adhered to any fingerprints. I'll put on a dye stain called MRM10, and then I'll take it into a dark room, use an alternative light source. I'll see the print actually fluoresce.
Techniques can change depending on the evidence. Evidence can also last for years in storage.
If it's something like paper, I use something called anhydrine. I just take the piece of paper, I put the chemical all over it, let it dry, apply it again, and then I'll steam it. See that purple color change. It'll develop the prints that way.
Some evidence can have both prints and DNA, and if DNA is present, it's swabbed and sent to the DNA lab for analysis.
Normally with the bottle, be DNA and prints. We have to get the prints first because any swabbing we do could damage the fingerprints.
Once Abe uploads his photos,
they're very distinctive, they're very unique.
Meredith Atchison takes over.
These are just a few of the characteristics that are similar.
Her focus is to analyze prints, match them, and put them into a fingerprint identification system. She also testifies in court.
I'm going to look at the entire impression, distortion happening in the impression, any creases or scars that may help me identify orientation or location anatomically on a hand.
And what exactly is a latent print?
It's an impression left behind by accident. So I may touch a surface, and though I don't see latent impressions, they may be there.
Some cases can get turned around in one day.
The agency itself is recognizing the importance of the technology that we can use today to search the fingerprint databases.
By the way, Meredith says if you try to destroy your prints, they will always come back.
The resulting scarring from trying to damage your fingerprints is actually just as unique as your friction ridges themselves. So it actually can make my job much easier to identify somebody.
The results are reconfirmed and sent to detectives. Chandrea Thomas, KGO 9 on your side. I also asked if the male and female prints are different in size and shape, and she says actually you can't tell a gender based on the shape or size of a print.